I'm just as confused as you guys at this point. Like, I don't know what's going on. I feel like we're playing a beta right now. We got more updates on the way, some things that they're going to be fixing, some things that they said they fixed before, but now they're saying is going to be fixed in this update. We're going to go over all that because I like to keep you guys informed. You guys have been asking about a lot of these issues every day in the comment section. So, I mean, we're going to talk about what's coming, maybe some of these tomorrow, some in a future update, let you know what's on the way. Hey, if you're new here, we do this every day, daily content, or at least as long as Madden 21 continues to somewhat work so I can put out daily content. So if you're new here, subscribe, turn the bell on if you don't want to miss any of these uploads. I'm gonna be real, Madden 21 at this point just feels like a beta test for next gen. And you know, I follow a lot of 2K YouTubers, NBA 2K, and a lot of them feel the same way about NBA 2K21. A lot of the similar issues, maybe not the exact same things we're dealing with over here in Madden, but you know, these yearly sports games, it just feels like more and more the product is just released, we kind of beta test it, and then they just patch it, right? And don't get me wrong, bugs happen, I get it. You know, I understand that some bugs you might just not catch when you test, and once everybody plays the game, these random things pop up. But some of these issues that still aren't fixed and are in these patch notes we're going to talk about today are things that you would literally see after playing the game one time. Literally one time, maybe 2 or 3 games max, you would see some of these issues pop up. So the fact that they made it into the launch of the game still just baffles me, and it feels like all the attention is turned to next gen. So I hope next gen is good, because if current gen is this bad, then if that was because the attention was focused on next gen, at least there would be some type of an answer, right? But if next gen comes out and it's just having all these same issues that current gen's having, I mean, that's just gonna be like what was going on this year. Obviously, we know, you know, pandemic, we know next gen, like these two things are affecting the cycle that don't normally affect the cycle. But a lot of these game companies, these yearly sports games, they have a lot of these similar issues every year, even when those things aren't involved. So, you know, I really, to be honest, I don't know how much it's affecting it. I know it is affecting it a good bit, but if next gen isn't knocking it out of the park, then something's just clearly going on. Because I mean, at this point, a lot of these sports games that are out right now, we all feel like as a community we're beta testing the game, even though there was a beta period for the game. At least for Madden there was, and it still feels like we're playing a beta with so many things that aren't working. And you know, I've said a bunch of times, I've had a lot of fun on the game, but there's still so many issues that are making it just held back to the point where it could be so much better. Well, that's enough talking. Let's get into some of these patch notes and see what they're talking about. So right out the gate here, we have some server maintenance. That said they're addressing an issue where players were not able to start a franchise with the real life roster selection, as well as the Play Now Live not being able to be selected. I talked about this probably a couple videos ago. As soon as they finally released the final rosters to start, you know, week 1, the official 53-man roster for all team, boom, immediately there's a bug. You can't use the actual real life rosters. You could port over like and just use the real-time rosters, but you couldn't use the rosters that come with the updated draft picks and things like that, and you didn't have the Play Now Live enabled. So it's like immediately they update the rosters, boom, here's an issue. It's like every day there's an issue. They're saying that this should be fixed now, and it's like some of these things they've been saying have been fixed, and then the game's out, the patch is downloaded, and then people are commenting on my videos, oh, it's still ain't fixed, Eric. Like, it's not fixed. Like, what is going on? If something is said to be fixed, it needs to be fixed. Every day I'm saying, hey, yeah, they fixed it, and then people are like, no, they didn't fix it. So I can't even confirm or deny if it's actually fixed. That's what they're saying. Let me know in the comments below. I tell you, man, it's just, man, Madden 20, it's, you know, there's some good things about the game that I like, but man, there's just, man, like what's going on? I'm confused. I know y'all are confused. I'm confused too. I don't get it. I've never experienced something being this buggy. It's just, it's crazy. So next up, they said being addressed in upcoming title updates. MUT Squads / Superstar KO QB role issues targeting a title update for tomorrow around 11 a.m. Eastern. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like in some of these past couple title updates, they've said that this issue is fixed. Unless I was just misunderstanding the wording or something, but I'm almost positive this was said to be addressed in the last 2 updates, and yet it still hasn't been addressed. Every time those updates roll out, people are commenting, nope, Eric, still there, still can't be the QB and shotgun, it keeps switching. So maybe tomorrow's the magic day. Let me know tomorrow for sure. This update should be out early in the morning. But you know, I feel like they've said this multiple times already, and it still hasn't been fixed. The Chew Clock, this says it requires a client change, upcoming title update. So we're still dealing with the Chew Clock. This makes online games super frustrating when the clock just chews right down to 10 seconds. You can't audible, you can make minimal adjustments, you have to just basically hurry up and just snap the ball. And a lot of times you want to make an adjustment, you might want to audible because you see a look from the defense that you don't like, so you want to audible to something else. You know, things that teams do in real life. You can't do that sometimes in Madden 21 because the chew clock is still an issue. And this is one of those bugs, like I said, literally if you tested just literally one game, you would see this happen. You would see this happen. I don't understand how this made it into the game. Maybe they just couldn't find a fix for it right away. I mean, that's always a possibility, but still, like, man, literally one game you can see that this is an issue. Which is basically the next thing, the kick meter. We all know that there's kick meter lag. Hey, looks like last night on Monday Night Football, the Titans were dealing with kick meter lag too, because my God, like, Steven Gostkowski, are you okay, my guy? I know he just came off surgery. Maybe they rushed him back too soon, but man, I mean, guy's missing extra points and just, he made the game-winning kick, so I mean, you know, there was a good ending there, but man, I had never seen anything like that in my life. But anyway, the kick meter lag is going to require a client update or a client change as well. That's an upcoming title update for the game. So right now there's still going to be kick meter lag, which is another thing that's just making online play really frustrating. Now I have heard that if you kind of like, if you don't kick right away, like, so if you come out for a field goal or extra point, if you wait like 10 seconds before you like start the kick meter, that sometimes that helps a little bit. I don't know, I can't really confirm or deny that, but I have heard a few people say that, so that's kind of what I'm trying right now to see if that works. So just don't come out and just like kick right away. Kind of stupid, but until they fix it, that could potentially be a workaround. The no lines on the field requires a client change, upcoming title update. Again, I feel like they said they fixed this in a previous update. I could have sworn, I can remember saying it in a video. So again, I don't know if I misunderstood, misread something, you know, and this is one of those things I get, right? This might sneak into the game. You might, because I've never seen this happen to me. It's never happened to me in all the games so far that I've played of Madden 21. So maybe if you tested the game, you didn't see this happen, and it didn't become a known thing until millions of people were playing the game and it was popping up, you know, 50 times, 100 times among these millions of people playing. It's a little bit more understandable, but it's still not fixed yet, and to me that's kind of weird. Like, why isn't this fixed yet? Same thing with the white screen / flashbang. This requires a client change, upcoming title update. So all these things we're covering right now are probably going to be in the next update, which, I mean, at this point, it could be a week from now, it could be 2 weeks from now. It seems like we've had 5 updates and the game hasn't been out a month. Again, kind of feels like we're beta testing a game right now, and it's just all focuses on next gen, which, you know, for the guys that paid money for the current gen game, like, I don't think that's okay. I think, you know, sometimes you're going to have bugs, you're going to have issues, especially with the yearly game. This year is just on a different level, you know, not just for Madden, it's for 2K as well. You know, I'm sure the same thing's going to happen with FIFA. You know, MLB earlier this year was having some issues as well. It just seems like these yearly sports games, like, the companies are just kind of, because we live in this era of like update, fix things, patch the bugs, patch the meta, that it's kind of just okay with just pushing the game out there as is and just saying, you know, hey, we'll tackle the bugs in the first month. Because truth be told, it's kind of hard to produce a game every year, like in 10 months, right? Games really need more time than that, especially in today's time, to like really put care and effort and like actually update and make significant changes. But us as yearly sports gamers, like, we're just used to this cycle of every year we get the new game, and every year they seem to be released more and more buggy because they know, hey, we got patches, we got updates we can fall back on. Yeah, it might be buggy for a few weeks, we'll clean that up. And that's why a lot of people are waiting now till November to buy these games, 2K, Madden, when they get cheaper, you know, the Black Friday sales, because we all know that's when the true game really shows itself. That's when all of the major bugs are pretty much out of the game. That's when the meta or overpowered things are usually tuned and patched, or the things that didn't work well are kind of brought up to speed. November is when the real game exists, and it's like those first couple months or first 6 weeks, you're just like, it's just like a complete beta test of like what needs to be addressed, what needs to be tuned, and what needs, you know, what bugs are here that need to be fixed. And it's just kind of getting a little bit old, if I'm being honest. And this year with next gen on the horizon, it seems like they were just like, man, you know, next gen's just a mess. Just put it out there. You know, people are gonna get it on. That's also why I think a lot of these companies are making the upgrade to next gen free. Like, it kind of makes sense. Like, they know, hey, current gen's gonna, and it ain't gonna be what you want, but we're gonna let you, if you buy current gen, you can upgrade for free on next gen. But the thing here is, not everybody's gonna go out and get the next gen system right away. So for the people that are sticking on current gen, it's like, hey, you're just kind of assed out for the year. Sorry, we're just gonna put out a bad game. I just don't like it. I'm not feeling it right now. And there's one last issue here saying that packs open not showing correct on the Madden Rewards website. I think that's just for, like, if you open so many packs or something like that, you get Madden Rewards, which gives you free packs throughout the year. So right now it's not showing the correct number. That's not really that big of an issue because the number is going to be correct when they update it. So this isn't really like something that's currently holding you back. People are just worried because it's not showing the correct number of packs that they've opened. But yeah, they're going to update that if you're an Ultimate Team player. But there's still a ton of other things in the game right now. The disconnection issues. The disconnection issues right now are going wild. There's a big one in the game right now where people are disconnecting the game as the clock is about to hit 0, and it just cancels out the game and it doesn't give you a loss. Like, we're seeing it. There's videos on Twitter every day of this disconnection issue. And let's just talk about the servers, right? Madden, 2K, both of these games, the server issues get worse and worse every year. Like, we live in a time where servers are everything. Like, invest in the infrastructure. And I know that the people working there's people that work on the servers and try to prevent this stuff. Those people, I'm not talking about those people. Those people work. Those people are killing themselves trying to fix issues and trying to make sure the servers are stable. But the thing is, you got to give these people the tools. You got to give them either more people. You got to put more money into the infrastructure of these servers to help these people out. You can't expect these people to just chase their tail all day because there's constant issues. So right now, the disconnection issues, they get worse every year. However, now, if you're dealing with someone that is trying to do the disconnection, right? What they do is I think they kind of like try to disconnect their system at like 1 second left on the play clock as the clock runs out in the 4th quarter. And as it hits 0, they disconnect from the game. It doesn't give them a loss. 2 things that I've seen people say that works. Number 1, if you have a timeout, call a timeout with 1 second left, because if you call that timeout with 1 second left, the person trying to disconnect the game will actually disconnect from the game, but they'll get a loss because the game is still in progress. What gives them not the loss is when they're able to disconnect as the clock hits 0, it just like cancels everything out. So if you have a timeout and you're at the end of the game, clock's running, just to be safe, call a timeout with 1 second left. And if you don't have a timeout, make sure to save your second half pause, because you only get 1 pause per half. Pause the game at 1 second left and the same thing will happen. They'll wind up disconnecting and you'll still be in the game. So those are 2 ways. So no matter what, at worst case, try to save your second half pause. Do not use it, because that's going to be like your fail safe if someone's trying to disconnect you as the time runs out. Hopefully they get this fixed, but the servers in general have just been, I mean, every year they're getting worse. And it's like with online gaming being the thing nowadays, the servers need to get better, not worse. So a lot of issues right now. I'm frustrated. I know you guys are frustrated. I'm trying to make the best out of it, but this is the next update. This is what's coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you're new, subscribe, like the video if you like it. And as always, I will see you guys next time.